Well, hello the new. It's only me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from Studio B here in the Giggle Mill in Haslingden, near Manchester in the UK. Studio B, as many of you will already know, is the home of that resident studio engineer, none other than that very sweet chap, Adolf Apfelstrudel from Berchtesgaden in Bavaria, which is in Germany, you know. Adolf was very educated, and at one time he was a top driver for the Automobile Association, what we call the AA. Unfortunately, he had problems with the ladies, and he turned to drink, and he got the sack. He was fired, and he joined Alcoholics Anonymous. Been there in that organisation for many years, and he was often therefore referred to as AA from the AA, formerly with the AA from BB. During the WAR, Adolf became a strict disciplinarian, as you can imagine, and he steadfastly refuses me more than 12 digital megaburgers per broadcast. Can you imagine a measly 12 digital megaburgers per broadcast? This means I'm obliged to deny you the all-time thrill of seeing and hearing my world-famously forgettable rendition of Nessun Dorma. In addition, because of the wounds he got during the WAR, Adolf refuses steadfastly to appear on camera because he said it frightens the kids, and he gets visits from the police and things like that. So, but now and again he will wave, wearing a glove over his badly injured hand, during the WAR, of course. And every time he comes to work in the office here, I ask him when I'm on camera if he's interested in waving, because it's such a big thrill for the audience. It's once in a lifetime thrill, this. So he just walked in, and he's swaying a bit because I know he's been to the pub, because he spends most of his time in there, and I think all of his money. Adolf? Can you hear me, Adolf? Are you listening, Adolf? Adolf? Well, that's got his attention. Adolf, are you interested in waving to the audience today? They're all dead keen to see you wave. What do you think? He says no. When he's in that mood, he says he's feeling a bit horsey, so he won't. So, in that case, we'll get on with our little tale today, which concerns a game of golf. And in this game of golf, oh, well, that'll be 5 o'clock. It's these oats, you know, they keep you as regular as a clock. In this game of golf, two men went out to play golf, and they just set up, got on the first tee, and they're just about to play the first stroke, when a voice from behind them calls out, "Any chance I could join you guys?" So they turn around, and there's a very good-looking guy in a very posh suit, carrying a golf bag, and he says, "My partner's not turned up, what do you think?" So they look at each other and they say, "Oh, go on then," because they usually like to be private, these two, and have a chat. So as they were going round, the two of them turn to the other guy and they say, "Excuse me, but what do you do for a living?" You know, just to make conversation kind of thing. So the guy says, "Well," he says, "I don't mind telling you," he says, "I'm a hitman." So these two looked at each other and they said, "A hitman? You're joking, aren't you?" He says, "Oh no," he says, "Look," out of the golf bag he pulls this fantastically beautiful long-range rifle with a telescopic sight. So they look at each other, and one says to him, "What do you charge?" Oh, he says, I charge $1,000 for every time I pull the trigger. $1,000. So one of the two says, let me have a look through this telescopic sight. He's never looked through one of these before, so he's swimming like, boy, he says, I can see all those houses. Half a mile away, look, 2 kilometres if you're French. He said, that's my house. He says, oh, he says, I can see through the bedroom window. He says, there's my wife and she's not going to snitch on. Oh, hey, just a minute, he says. That's my neighbour in the bedroom as well, the bastard and the bitch, he said. So he gives the rifle to the hitman, he says, here, he said, will you do a job for me? So the hitman says, it's $1,000 a time every time I pull the trigger. He said, right, he said, she's a big mouth, he said. Shoot her in the kisser. He said, and him, don't kill him, he said. Just shoot his Uncle Henry off. He said, that'll teach him a lesson. So the hitman's carefully looking through the sight like this, and he's taking his time. And the guy says, well, hurry up. He says, aren't you going to shoot? So the hitman says, he says, be patient, my friend, he said. I think I might be able to save you $1,000. Thank you and good night, folks.